When did you accept? You couldn't make everyone happy? He never cared about my parents, but he loved me. From the day he was born, my little brother Jamie's first word was my name, Theo, not my mom or my dad. My entire childhood revolved around taking care of my little bro. While everyone was saving up money to buy Beyblades, I was in the grocery store buying Go-Gurt for my little brother's lunches. I loved every minute of it. Seeing the faces on Jamie and my little sister Katie's face when I made them their lunches was the most rewarding thing in the world to me. According to our parents, they had more things to do. Our mom discovered her passion for multi-level marketing schemes, where she sold knives ever since Jamie was still in the womb. Dad loved his job because his secretary Rebecca was always on top of him, and they took a lot of secret work trips together. But honestly, I preferred it that way, because it forced me to do things I wouldn't have done otherwise. Every time my parents forgot a parent-teacher conference or Katie's dance recital, I got to be there instead. I got to be the reason their faces lit up. I opened a savings account the day I turned 16 and deposited every dollar from my part-time job, knowing we'd need it when mom inevitably drained the grocery budget on another failed business venture. And for a while, our system worked perfectly. I'd wake up at 5:30 to pack lunches and check homework while our parents slept off their hangovers. The kids never went hungry, never missed an assignment, never felt unloved, and to me, that was all that mattered. But at Jamie's high school graduation, something insane happened. Me and my family all attended together. Mom even wore something other than yoga pants, and Dad left his phone in his pocket for a full 10 minutes. They sat in the front row like they'd earned those seats, posting photos with captions about their brilliant son. When he walked across the stage, tears were streaming down my face. I felt like I was watching my own child grow up, and 5,000 name calls later, it was finally time to leave, or so I thought, because that's when Jamie got up on stage to give a speech. "This speech isn't about me," he started. "It's about the person who made sure I'd be standing here today." He found me in the crowd, and we locked eyes. I wiped my tears away out of embarrassment. When I was 6, I broke my arm falling off the monkey bars. The person who rushed me to the hospital was my brother Theo, who was only 13, and had to convince the nurses he was old enough to sign the paperwork. The auditorium fell silent. Even the rustling of programs stopped. Most kids learn to ride bikes with their parents. I learned in an empty parking lot at 6 a.m. because Theo worked nights to buy me that bike, and early morning was the only time he had free. Mom's phone slipped from her hand and clattered on the floor. Dad's jaw was clenched so tight I could see the muscle twitching. "So Mom and Dad," Jamie said in a gentle, lighthearted tone, "thank you for giving me the best role model I could ask for." He raised his diploma toward me. "This is yours as much as mine, Theo. Actually, it's more yours. Because while you were raising us, you gave up your own chance at being a kid." Whispers rippled through the crowd. Our extended family members were turning to stare at my parents. Aunt Helen's mouth had fallen open. Uncle Robert was shaking his head slowly, connecting dots from years of missed family gatherings. The applause started slowly, then built to thunder. After the ceremony, our relatives swarmed us, not our parents, just us. Grandma grabbed my face in her weathered hands, sobbing apologies for not realizing sooner. "We thought you were just being a helpful big brother," she wept. My parents fled before the reception ended, their carefully maintained image shattered beyond repair. But they weren't done with me. 48 hours later, I was helping Katie practice for her dance recital when the doorbell rang. 2 women in pink suits stood on my porch, CPS badges glinting in the afternoon sun. My blood turned to ice water. They pushed past me like I wasn't even there, documenting everything with phones and notepads. The medication chart I'd created to track Jamie's ADHD prescriptions became evidence of unauthorized medical decisions. The birthday calendar with everyone's doctor's appointments was assuming parental authority without legal standing. Even the fully stocked refrigerator was somehow twisted into overcompensation for neglect. And suddenly, everything made sense. Because as they made calls about emergency placement orders, the woman said, "Yes, the biological parents called in the report. They're willing to resume full custody immediately." Full story on channel, link below.